I think I wanted to bring up the fact that, oh yeah, I mean, obviously the Trump administration doesn't care about anybody. They have been wasting billions of dollars. Like the Pentagon has used its like multi-trillion dollar budget. Sorry, my eyes closed. My model's eyes are probably freaking out. Kash Patel has been on a spending spree, and like Trump doesn't give a fuck because he's just gonna charge taxpayers with all this shit. Did you guys see the fucking clip from him saying that he doesn't give a fuck about the housing issue?
What are your plans for the housing bill, Mr. President?
I don't know. I think it's so unimportant. Here's what I would like to.
He wants his ballroom. That's what's important to him. That's literally the only thing that's important to him financially. He does not give a fuck about anything else but his ballroom. It's frustrating, but it's true. It's the only. More data centers, please, Mr. President. More data centers.
Decide. It's a yawn. Just about everything is a big yawn.
Guys, you're the issues that you've been facing constantly about inflation and housing issues and being able to afford shit, big yawn. Big yawn for Trump. He doesn't care. It's not spending money on his ballroom.
I don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about anybody.
I don't care about the midterms. I love the inflation. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up.
Truly one of a kind. Truly one of a kind. This administration, man, is just a fucking clusterfuck. The housing crisis being beyond is ridiculous. True! Oh my god, and then, yeah, Mitch McConnell. I do like the fact that Hassan's saying he's having sex with Mitch McConnell. I think it's a little funny.
Use of the FBI director title to apparently get special treatment during his lavish travels have reached a point where even Republicans who typically defend him are starting to demand.
By the way, I knew this was going to happen with Patel as soon as he was marked director of FBI. But Kash Patel is just a dude bro frat guy who wants to rape women and get away with it. That's it. Like Kash Patel is like the guy who would watch Steven Crowder and truly believe everything Steven Crowder says. He sees Steven Crowder like smoking a cigar around his wife and he's like, yeah, I want to be that guy.
And answers. Patel has been under scrutiny by Democrats on the House and Senate Judiciary Committees who have received whistleblower accounts that Patel has been demanding special perks from Bureau employees across the country, like helicopter tours and jet ski excursions. You know, typical.
How fucking stupid is this administration? Like, genuinely full of fucking morons, man. Fully full of fucking morons. Like, what? This is why he was in the U.S. team's locker room spraying alcohol everywhere.
FBI director activities. And now our colleague Ken Delaney reports that those Democrats have gained a key GOP ally. MS Now has, quote, viewed a letter to Patel from Republican Senate Judiciary Chair
Chuck Grassley? What the fuck are you still doing? I think somewhere in my mind, Chuck Grassley died. That's crazy.
Grassley.
FBI's purchase of BMW vehicles? This motherfucker's buying Beamers? He's buying the worst car possible with FBI money.
Demanding that Patel turn over information about his flights on FBI aircraft and about the FBI's purchase of BMW vehicles. Grassley's letter asks Patel, quote, for each trip where you used an FBI aircraft for personal travel, have you reimbursed the FBI as required by law? If yes, please provide the records. Grassley acknowledged that FBI policy requires the director to fly in the FBI jet, even when traveling for personal reasons, but he said Congress deserves an accounting of the director's use of FBI aircraft to conduct an independent and objective.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have to use it's like the president traveling in a plane. He has to fly in Air Force One. Chuck Grassley might be a real life zombie. Yeah, I thought Mitch McConnell was old.
Review. The senator also, quote, asked the director in the letter to please explain why you decided to purchase BMW vehicles instead of Chevy Suburbans. MS Now reported back in December that Patel broke with long-standing precedent by directing the FBI to purchase BMW cars for his use. Patel's spokesperson at the time said the moves
Fucking moron, dude. He doesn't give a. I don't think there's a single thought in this guy's fucking brain. This is why the FBI hasn't accomplished literally anything, by the way, in the last 2 years under Kash Patel, like year and a half. Because I don't know if you guys remember, like Charlie Kirk's killer would have never been found. I do believe that Luigi Mangione, like there is a reality out there where Luigi did not murder whatever his fucking name is. I don't care. But yeah, they haven't done anything. I don't want to be too conspiracy pilled about Luigi. But like, yeah, they would have never found Charlie Kirk's murderer or assassin killer. I'm so fucking tired today. Holy shit. I've had like 4 energy drinks and I'm still this fucking tired. My bladder is not happy with me. I've had to pee a lot today. But so Chuck Grassley, or not Chuck Grassley, but like Kash Patel, like they were looking and they couldn't find anything. They got the wrong person like 3 times. And then the kid's fucking dad came out and told them.
save the government money, but the receipts have yet to be provided. Grassley joined the likes of Congressman Jamie Raskin and Senator Dick Durbin, the top Democrats on the Judiciary Committees, who wrote their own letter to Patel this week, stating that they, quote, appreciate Chairman Grassley raising these concerns. As for Patel's luxury vacations, they write, quote, your jet setting and the lack of justification for these trips are out of control. This is not the conduct of a committed and faithful public servant, especially when entrusted with ensuring the safety of almost 350 million Americans.
We don't give a fuck. He could see every American die in front of him individually and he wouldn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck, dude. He just wants to party and bang women.
The FBI has not responded to MS Now's request for comment.
How much money do you think he spent on coke? Or fent? How much money do you think Kash Patel has spent on getting high? I feel like it's a lot. I feel like it's a lot of FBI money on getting high. This motherfucker loves getting drunk and high. His name is Kash. Hey. We're not doing any racism here, all right? Even though his name is Kash, I'm not going to say anything. Because remember, dude, this guy ran against Trump and then now he's Trump's FBI director.
Kash Patel facing bipartisan scrutiny for his jet setting around the globe is where we start today with the reporter who broke that story, Justice and Intelligence reporter Ken Delanian. Also with us, former Assistant Special Agent in Charge at the FBI and National Security and Intelligence Analyst Michael Feinberg. And joining me at the table, law professor at Hofstra University, the author of the Substack Who Decides, James Sample is here. Ken, rare to see Republicans questioning the conduct of anyone in this administration. Take us through your reporting.
Yeah, that's right, Alicia. And one update, the FBI did respond.
And also, like, why are we just questioning it? Why are we not just saying, like, Democrats should be out here saying Kash Patel is misusing funds from the FBI and he needs to prove otherwise. Otherwise, we need to hold a Senate hearing with him, like right now. And the fact that not every single Democrat and half the Republicans are on this is why, like, again, every single Republican in office needs to be held accountable after this administration. Every single one is complicit in this because every single one wanted Trump to win, except for like maybe one.
After the story was published, I got a detailed email from FBI spokesman.
And every Republican who's not running again is now coming out against Trump because they don't feel like their job is on the line. They are fucking cowards.
Ben Williamson taking issue with the allegations in the letter from the Democrats and answering in a very detailed way the questions that Chuck Grassley was raising, which I found interesting because he provided answers that he didn't provide to us when we first asked about, for example, the BMW SUVs back in December. So about those SUVs, he now says, which he didn't say back then, that they had originally been purchased by the State Department and they were sitting idle in a warehouse, and the FBI, Kash Patel, decided to purchase them, and that the taxpayers actually saved money, $270,000 per vehicle.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him for a goddamn second. Kash Patel just wanted fancy BMWs. And BMWs are such shit-ass cars, too. At every level, they fucking suck.
He claims, as compared to the armored Chevy Suburbans that they usually use to drive the FBI director around. Now, I don't have any documents that validate that claim, but that's what he's saying. And what's interesting is that Chuck Grassley, who's the Republican chairman of the Judiciary Committee, is demanding and asking for those documents. And he, unlike the Democrats, he has the leverage to get them.
Yep.
And it seems to be having an effect on how the FBI is responding. So Grassley's concerned about those BMWs. He also is asking a series of questions about Kash Patel's use of the FBI jet, which is essentially an executive jet. It's a private jet, the kind of jets that CEOs fly around the country on. It's a luxurious travel experience. And Kash Patel, the FBI, point out that he's required by policy to fly on that jet for security reasons anywhere he goes.
You should consider spending the money on Subaru Bajas instead of that would be based
on personal trips. And that's true. But what the Democrats are saying is that he's obviously taking advantage of this rule to essentially attach vacations to these official.
Yep, that's all he does. Every time he goes on every time he goes on a quote unquote official trip, it's a vacation for him. That's it.
Trips. And we all saw in Milan when he was in the locker room after the men's hockey team won the Olympics, that was allegedly an official trip. He had a lot of personal time there. And he claims, Kash Patel does, that he's reimbursing the government by policy for the cost of a coach fare for all of these trips, which is what the rules require. But Democrats say it's a matter of he's exploiting this. And
yeah, here it is. This fucking clip, dude. This should have immediately been his any Democrat who's in office and sees their FBI director do this, immediately fired. I can't even imagine going on so many vacations. Yeah. I mean, I haven't. This guy's been on more vacations in the last year than I have ever been on my life.
And they question whether he's actually creating official trips to sort of...
if I had to go on a work trip, I wouldn't be able to stop to take a vacation. I would be doing a work trip and then immediately going back to do more work.
As an excuse to go on vacation. They're actually saying that he may have opened an office in Wellington, New Zealand, just as an excuse to go to Australia and New Zealand.
God, what a fucking guy, dude. Yeah, let's spend taxpayer money on an office in New Zealand so I can do diplomatic trips to Australia and New Zealand. But while I'm there, I'm going to get drunk and fuck a bunch of women.
Now, again, he's denying that. And they're saying that whistleblowers are telling them that when he goes on some of these trips, he's demanding that FBI personnel set up, special excursions for him, including
hey, you're an FBI agent who's an official agent contract or that's a government employee, and you're responsible for the lives of hundreds of millions of Americans and investigating true, genuine threats against American people and the American president. Could you do me a big favor and set me up with a ski trip real fast? Thank you.
Jet skiing and a helicopter tour. Again, he is denying that today through an email to us, but that's what the Democrats are hearing from whistleblowers. And I hear a lot of concerns, I have to say, inside the FBI about just what this looks like. About that they can't imagine a Robert Mueller or a Chris Wray doing this kind of thing, even though they flew on the jet. They sometimes flew to their vacation homes. They didn't do the kinds of things.
Yeah, and they reimbursed it. They have to, legal, or not legally, but they're required to. Which makes sense. You're the FBI director of the United States of America. You kind of have to.
Kash Patel is doing.
President Trump is slashing essential services to...
Yeah. That's true.
Brooke, have you heard those same concerns, and what does it mean for the FBI?
Yeah, I don't need to watch the rest of this. It's just going to be the same shit over and over again. But it's why this is objectively why the FBI is just a worthless fucking organization nowadays. They do nothing. They literally do nothing. The FBI is a do nothing organization. They have done nothing in over a year. This FBI would never be able to solve any of the problems of the early 2000s. And then the FBI wasn't great, but it was actually functional. Right now, it's not functional at all.